It's Week 16 of the NFL, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Commanders and the Jets, next on Madden NFL 24.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. It is Week 16 of the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They've been cooking these last couple months, winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. A happy Christmas Eve to all. What a good one we have in store as we are underway here in Week 16. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now the Jets offense ready to take over, and they do so behind the now 40-year-old quarterback. He hit that milestone back on December the 2nd. Here is Aaron Rodgers.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
At the 31-yard line.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. Able to slither by. Hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. The Jets come in looking for an 11th win on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down. Well, this defense for the Commanders, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And they needed to be, because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of the game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it done.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Completes it to Hardman. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Here's a 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. You talk about this Washington defense. They were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And they needed to be, because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
Well, they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Well, that'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards. Cook on the toss left. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 5 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Now 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 17-yard line.
Now it's Rodgers. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Throwing is Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. So Rodgers will depart, and on is Greg Zuerlein for the Jets field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So here are the Commanders making their way out. Leading them out, someone who took the league by storm last year is the most famous Mr. Irrelevant ever. From Iowa State, it's Brock Purdy.
And it felt like it watching the game tape. He got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that. But he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down at a yard. Purdy bootlegging it. He's got Thomas yet again, complete. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 3. And the Washington 1st down.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Purdy. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. 3rd and 2.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
First target, first catch, and a 1st down. Purdy looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Throwing here, Purdy. That is incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is a really simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. John Franklin Myers in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Back deep for the Jets, McCole Hardman. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Jets will take over. Back on the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. Yeah, they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
Cook up the gut. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 45-yard line. Now Rodgers, he's got the hook up here with Cook. Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Well, they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. And again, it's Rodgers. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 32-yard line.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the 1st half. Now they'll come up 2nd and 7. Now Rodgers. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Flushed out right, and he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. One final possession for the Commanders in this opening half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now 2nd and 9. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the 1st half. Purdy looking to throw on 1st down here. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half, Purdy. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And a penalty flag comes in as Edward winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
Sly able to put this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he returns this to the 22. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Purdy now to throw. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 44-yard line.
Here's Purdy. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Purdy sets up to throw again. And that is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Rodgers' throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down. Here's Rodgers. And complete right side to Cook. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Throwing now is Rodgers. Now throw right side here going to be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. And the Washington offense heading out. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
Purdy. This one left side caught by Gibson. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here's Hardman to return. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
They're on the 33-yard line.
On play action, Rodgers. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. 3rd quarter action, and we appreciate you spending your Christmas Eve right here with us. 2nd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Rodgers now on 1st down. That's caught left side by Hardman. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
Holding offense.
They get the USC man, Elijah Vera Tucker. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Meanwhile, Rodgers throw into the hands here of Hardman. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Brings up 2nd down at the 50-yard line.
On 2nd down, Cook. 5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as he'll be left with a 3rd and long.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him in this. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. We'll call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. This pass complete to McLaurin going across the middle. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Shotgun now with Purdy. And yet again, it's McLaurin. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Now Purdy. It's caught on the right side by Robinson.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
The Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
But the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing here, Purdy. That's out wide here for Robinson.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Here's 2nd down and 3. On the draw, it's Gibson.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Purdy to throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Now 2nd down and a few inches.
At the 12-yard line.
Throwing, Purdy. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Robinson will try to pick it up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A bit of extra pressure now for this one on Joey Sly. This to tie things up in the final minute. Sly able to put this one through. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
This is 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. And his throw here is incomplete. Here comes 2nd down. Rodgers to throw. And he's got his big tight end here. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds. down, says the line judge. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their #1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to almost certainly win the football game. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year, but he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Jets, the win will be number 11 for them on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, they lose their 9th game on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.